13 U.S. service members were killed and 18 injured in two explosions outside Kabul's airport. It's one of the single deadliest days for U.S. forces in Afghanistan in the last 20 years.
ISIS-K, an offshoot of ISIS, claimed responsibility. President Biden is promising to track down the terrorists responsible. He's also vowing that he will not stop airlifts out of the region.
Jay Gray joins us live from Washington with the very latest. Good morning, Jay.
Jessica, Keitha, good morning to you. Look, before this attack, it had been 565 days since a U.S. service member had died in Afghanistan. Now, in what's supposed to be the final days of evacuations there, the mission has changed dramatically. The first blast was just outside the main gate at the Kabul airport. The second, near a crowded hotel about 100 yards away. The attack, one of the deadliest in the 2 decades U.S. troops have been on the ground in Afghanistan. Dozens of civilians killed, at least 13 American service members dead, more than a dozen injured. In the wake of the deadly rampage, the commander-in-chief showing a full range of emotion.
They're the spine of America, the best the country has to offer.
The pain of loss followed minutes later by the promise of justice.
We will not forgive. We will not forget. We will hunt you down and make you pay.
ISIS has claimed responsibility for what it calls the martyrdom operation. U.S. military leaders warning.
The threat from ISIS is extremely real. We expect those attacks to continue, and we're doing everything we can to be prepared for those attacks.
While continuing airlifts, the White House saying around 7,500 people were evacuated in a 12-hour period after the attack. Still, though, more than 1,000 American citizens remain in the region. More than 100,000 Afghans who've supported U.S. troops.
The challenge is complete the extraction of U.S. forces and then deal with the consequences in a sensible way.
And getting them out is going to be a lot tougher now. Yeah, the president saying he's going to stick to his end of the month deadline, which leaves just 4 days now to get civilians, about 6,000 U.S. troops and all their equipment out of Afghanistan. Jessica, Geetha?
Wow. Jay, those are a lot of people, not a lot of time. Let's talk about the actual evacuation process following these attacks. What has changed exactly?
Yeah, and Keitha, it's a great question, but there's little that can change, right? I mean, they've all got to go through the Kabul airport there, and it's isolated, so it's a prime target. They've got to come through one of the gates, so they can switch gates at times, but they've still got to be searched and checked before they get onto the airfield. And so what's going to happen is they're going to have to continue to be very diligent because, as we just talked about, there are still threats from ISIS about more attacks.
Thanks for that, Jay. We appreciate it. Obviously, a situation we'll keep a very, very close eye on.